Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of AniBreak, the show where we break down the week's hottest topics in anime, manga, and video games. My name's Jason, and this week we're going to start off with Neon Alley. It's the streaming site owned by Viz. It's only on your game consoles. I think it's a PS3, Xbox 360. I could be mistaken. My apologies. But they started off announcing two different things. One, they were going to stream everything uncut, which is nice. And two, they were all going to be English dub. Now, that kind of split the fandom right in half, because you have people who are fine with English dubs and those who abhor them. But, you know, for me, I like both. I appreciate a good dub regardless of what language it's in. If it fits the character and it fits the story, that's what I'm looking for. You know, that's all I need. And they start off with a few good titles here and there. I gotta say, though, they're starting to come into their own. I'm digging what Neon Alley has, coming down the pipeline. And most recently of that would actually have to be, it has to be like Fate Zero. Because Fate Zero has been in the works for a while in terms of an English dub. You've heard my rant and rave about, why it's a good thing that we are getting English dub. Because most of you, like me, can't afford the original version of the Blu-ray set that Aniplex of America is bringing over for like $400 or $500. My hope is that with the English dub attached to it, that a price will go down significantly. The only caveat to this is that they could try to bypass the issue of underselling Aniplex of America by only including the English dub and not the Japanese dub with English sub. We don't know yet. It's just going to take a while to find out. But let's go ahead and show this bit. This is the latest clip of the English dub from Fate Zero, premiering on Neon Alley, I think, next week. So here we go. You know, it looks pretty good, and I will say that they acquired some top-notch talent for these roles. I do find it funny that there's another video that you can find online of two of the main voice actors for this series, Crispin Freeman and Matthew Mercer, getting together, introducing the series, showcasing that they're such good friends together, or so you think. You can go check it out online. It's like a minute long, but that is premiering this Friday on Neon Alley. Now, just to clarify, it is available on the Xbox 360 and PS3. There is a monthly charge, like Crunchyroll or the Anime Network or anything like that. I think if you're a fan of these series, not just saying if you're a fan of English dubs, but if you're a fan of these series, you should go check this out. I mean, it's worth your money. It's affordable. You can, I have a very limited income and I afford to be able to stream several of these sites. So, but I gotta give Neon Alley props for what else is premiering this Friday. Just before Fate Zero, they're going to premiere the dub for Excel World, which to me, that just says, okay, that's awesome. You're going to have a great dub, hopefully. But the moment you have the English dub streaming, it's the closer we can get to having a Blu-ray box set stateside that I can actually afford. So well, I can just hope for that. But that's all happening on this Friday, starting at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. for Excel World, 8:30 for Fate Zero. Speaking of streaming sites, you should check out Hulu. Now, why am I saying Hulu? Yes, we already know there's already a decent chunk of anime available on Hulu, mostly through Funimation. But there's also a few other choice bits out there on Hulu for you to watch for all you otaku. Let's talk Lupin the Third. We already know the second series of the Lupin the Third franchise back in the late 70s. I believe all 25, 26 episodes are currently available on Hulu. And I'm sure many of you know that of the Lupin the Third movie, Castle Cagliostro, famously directed by Hayao Miyazaki. I would, one of the gods of anime. Let's just put that out there right now. Well, that wasn't the only Lupin the Third bit that he actually directed. there were actually 2 episodes that he not only directed but also wrote. You take the genius of Miyazaki and you put it into the hilarity of Lupin the Third, you get some great stuff. And I've only seen one of these episodes. But thankfully, both of these episodes are actually available what's called on Hulu right now. There are others, people from Ghibli that also directed or written Lupin the Third TV episodes. Those aren't available just yet on Hulu, but I'm hoping that this is a trend and we'll get more of these classics available online. Now, you can watch Hulu for free, albeit there's with commercials, but come on. Lupin the Third TV series written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki. You should definitely check this out after the show. I'm giving you a ton of stuff to watch, which is a good thing. You know, normally with an upcoming anime season, you would have, 4 or 5 different series to watch right out the gate that are pretty strong. And then they start dropping off bit by bit. So you might be ended up watching a single series by the end of the season. This kind of makes up for that because you got some classics that you may never have seen before, and now you can. So check it out on Hulu.com. If you guys follow me on Facebook and Twitter, you saw me jump for joy yesterday because a very, very awesome series that came out, I would say, 1.5 to 2 years ago. And I was excited when it was first announced. The main reasons behind it, I won't say the series title yet, but it was directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, most famously known for directing Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop. It also reunited him with the goddess of all anime music, Yoko Kanno, and the basis for the story and everything in this series is all around jazz. That was just a win-win freaking win for me. Of course, I'm talking about Kids on the Slope. And Sentai Filmworks actually picked up the license for stateside distribution. I was expecting probably, what do you think? Maybe just a DVD release, all like 12 or 13 episodes, some basic features, and that's going to be about it. No, thankfully, they actually are going to release it not only on DVD, but also on Blu-ray stateside. So looking forward to this. Before we get into the notes about the upcoming release, to refresh your memory, here's a quick trailer from the series. Fantastic series. Absolutely loved it. It was a series that made me do something I haven't really done in quite a while for any series, and that was watching an episode for the first time, checking out a scene, was amazed by a number of factors, whether it be the music itself, the animation, the story, whatever happened in that scene. I will rewind it without finishing the episode just to rewatch that scene. I haven't done that in years. Kids on the Slope was, since then it's been the only one I've ever done that. It's a great series. I wish it was longer. I mean, not to give any spoilers away, everything's wrapped up fairly well by the end of the last episode. But man, we needed more, either more Kids on the Slope, like a second season, or more like this, more stuff like this. You get the combination of Shinichiro Watanabe and Yoko Kanno. Just put them in a room, let them think of ideas, and then make a series for every single one of them, and just laugh all your way to the bank. That's all you gotta do. You'll thank me later. But going back to why we're bringing this up, I mentioned that Sentai Filmworks is releasing this on DVD and Blu-ray. Now, here we go. It's coming out actually next month on the 7th. You can pre-order this right now, and the prices are actually decent. You could afford these, and I'm gonna buy this day one. If you want to pick this up on DVD, which includes English and Japanese, yes, that's English and Japanese dub, it's $59.98. That's the MSRP, which means you'll probably get it cheaper if you reserve, actually, if you go to Right Stuff, I think the DVD version is like $41 right now. The Blu-ray version is $69.98. So probably around, I'm guessing 50 around Right Stuff right now. You guys should pick this up now. Go pre-order it. Go to, open a new tab, go over to the Right Stuff and pre-order this. But the other reason why I'm bringing this up is because they announced, yes, a English dub for it. And they have some of my favorite voice actors and actresses involved. I mean, the main character, Kaoru, is voiced by Chris Patton. I'm looking forward to that. Sachiko is voiced by Hilary Hagg. She's been in a ton of stuff. I mean, back in the day, ADV stuff that I really love. Lucy Christian, Greg Ayers, Blake Shepard, bunch of great people. I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm hoping before the DVDs and Blu-rays are actually shipped out, they will release an English dub trailer just to whet my appetite just a little bit more. And I think you guys will appreciate with that as well. Kura Mikami in the chat reminds me, it's $41 for the Blu-ray right now on Right Stuff. Even more of a reason for you guys to go check this out. You're getting, what is that, equal to about 300 minutes of great anime, a fantastic soundtrack for $41. Yeah, jump on Right Stuff and go pick that up. So let's move on, speaking of Blu-rays, to a Blu-ray that's going to be released in Japan, which I'm sure a few of you will probably import before we get the official US version. I'm talking about Evangelion 3.33. Now, I have yet to see this movie. Yes, I know people have come to me and stated, dude, I have 3.0, we can go watch it. My response was, you're watching a cam. You're watching crappy footage. If I'm going to enjoy Eva, I need to see it on the big screen, either in a theater or my big-ass TV in the living room. And I want to see the crystal clear quality, because Studio Kata, they've outdone themselves on the animation of all these movies. So, with the DVD going to release in Japan, I think, next week? Of course, they released a video. And like every other Evangelion video, this one, it just makes no sense. So we're just gonna leave it at that. So here you guys enjoy. Nothing goes quite well together than classical music and loud explosions and kids losing their freaking minds and destroying half the planet. But it all works together. It's Anno. What do you expect from the guy? So did confirm it is shipping in Japan next Wednesday. And surprisingly, the prices for the DVD and Blu-ray sets are pretty reasonable. If you wanted to pick up the DVD version, it's about $65. The Blu-ray is like $5 more, if that. And they come with a decent amount of extras, which I'm so thankful for. Not only do you get, obviously the movie, you also get the live action special effects short that they showcased before the theatrical screening. I've only heard about this. I've seen a couple screenshots, but I really want to see this, especially because not only was it, created and developed by Anno, but it was also produced by Studio Ghibli. Let me repeat that. Anno and Ghibli. Two people you would think would be on the exact opposite of everything anime. And yeah, they're going to be working together on this little short. There's also a documentary. You have a couple behind the scenes features. I'm looking forward to those. I always am curious about what it took to create, this feature film. Also comes with a pretty decent 66-page booklet. You can also get the original soundtrack CD alongside if you get the first printings, I guess. But yeah, next Wednesday, $60, $70 plus import fees. That's surprising given the fact that on average, you can probably look for Blu-rays and DVDs for around the $100 range. Then again, Given the fact that the yen has been slowly and thankfully steadily hovering around the 100 yen to a dollar exchange rate, things are getting a lot easier for us on the state side for actually importing goods. So that's coming out next week. And as I was talking earlier, we have I think like well over 20 different series that have either already started or are just about to start for the spring 2013 anime season. And I've given some quick bits here and there about what I think about some of the new series and some of the sequels. I want to give a little bit of a recap on a few of them. Let's start with Certain Scientific Railgun S, or Tuaro Kagaku no Railgun S. I'm happy because the fact that it's, I guess you can call it a sister series, Index, not only got a second season, but also has a movie that was just released in Japan. I'm waiting for that to come stateside. And I really enjoyed, the first season of Railgun, and I was hoping it would receive the same treatment as Index in terms of getting second season, possibly a movie, an extension. Who knows what's going to happen? I will say this: if you have never seen either in a certain magical Index or a certain scientific Railgun, you're gonna want to watch those before you watch this, because they give a brief explanation about the backstory in the first episode, like all of 3 minutes worth, and then it just move forward like, everybody got that? Good, we're not going back. To those who have not seen those series, you're going to be confused as all hell. Why is this girl in a wheelchair, and why can she teleport, and why she has this Yuri fetish with her roommate? And no, we're not even going to try to get into the whole powers and relationships and all that. For those of you who have actually enjoyed Index and Railgun, this is just a continuation of, all that's good. There's really nothing better, nothing lost. That's about it for Railgun. That's all I can pretty much state. Watching Production IG's latest series, Gargantia on the Virtuous Planet. The first episode just stunned me in terms of the quality of the animation. The action scenes were amazing. The story was a bit convoluted, but it's understandable. When you get to the second episode, though, when you watch it, my thoughts have kind of changed in terms of how the story is going to progress. I was hoping for, sci-fi, star-crossed lovers, and massive explosions. This is turning out to be like an anime retelling of Waterworld. I mean, it's Waterworld it looks so much better than that movie. And you have, I guess you can have a clueless male lead rather than Kevin Costner. It's about the same. Okay, never mind. I take it back. It does look amazing. The story, it's taking its time. I will say that much. So if you guys want to check that out, it's been streaming on Crunchyroll. It's called Episode 2 just aired, I think, yesterday. So you can just catch up easily. What else? What other series out there? I mean, there's Valvrave the Liberator, the latest mecha series from Studio Sunrise. There's not much to say about it. I mean, if you've seen any Sunrise production, basically say, if you've seen anything Gundam, you know exactly what to expect. For those of you who, enjoy Gundam here and there, you're going to look at this kind of like a middle of the road series. You can watch a bit and you can skip a few weeks and then come back just as easily. You're not really grasped in to actually watch it every single week. Those of you who are massive Gundam fans, you're going to be, hooked on this from episode 1. I've only seen just the first episode. there's not much more to say other than that. I mean, I'm not trying to give anything away regarding the story. The graphics are nice. It's mostly CG, what you expect from Sunrise. It's good quality. Of course, you have the hero, the pilot, who is very quiet, doesn't want to fight, is from a peaceful home, but if you piss him off enough, he'll destroy you. Stuff like that. I mean, you come in expecting a Gundam-themed or Gundam-styled series, you're going to get a Gundam-styled series. I mean, that's all you can say about that. Attack on Titan, so far, absolutely amazing. I've only seen one episode, but at least so far, it has lived up to the hype. Now, granted, most series like this, they are really high on action. We've seen the trailer countless times, and it's definitely, high on action. And they continue that with the first episode. But it makes you wonder, how long can they keep that up? Because they would make this giant spectacle to hook you in the first episode, and then tune it down and hold it back for like 5 or 6 episodes to work on the story, and then go back into a massive encounter. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case for this. I hope they're going to find a nice blend of action and story. Needless to say, the action scenes are amazing. It's Wit Studio. They're a subsidiary studio of Production IG. The dialogue is, let's say, it's kind of campy at times, but then again, so was the dialogue in the manga. So if you're going to enjoy it as a popcorn flick, that's the way to do it. Watch as a popcorn flick, get some friends together, and just have some fun with it. That's the best way for me to describe it. You guys want to check that one out. Can I say I was wrong about a series? I was definitely wrong about Date A Live. I know we were talking about it. The short backstory is you have a giant space quake that has killed like 150 million people, and these space quakes are caused by these little spirits that turn to the form of young women, and only certain people can stop these spirits from causing these space quakes by dating them and having them fall in love with them. I thought this could be interesting. Oh my god. I watch it and I'm like, what in the hell am I watching? They take every cliche moe thing you can possibly imagine, and they throw it into every single one of their characters. Every single bit of dialogue. Every scene. Oops, I tripped over. Oh, you're a pervert. I mean, everything. It is all there. I mean, I will say this. The production studio behind this, they didn't want to, make this solely for the otaku, for all the guys out there. But because there's actually a male character, I forget his name. He's introduced in the first episode that he's bisexual. So you could think all the yaoi fangirls out there are like, oh my god, what could happen? And yeah. I'll just say this. There's a time and place for series like this. Remember, I would say a few months ago, I was, praising the ridiculousness of Nakaimo. And that was just an absolutely absurd series. But it still caught me just because it was just that random. This one has hints of that. But I don't know. They kind of play it up too much for my taste. I might just skip this one. I'll give it maybe another episode at that, to see if it continues on the same level it's at right now. If it does, I'm dropping it. So, I mean, if you're a fan of very, very cheesy moe stuff, you're going to go watch Date A Live. For the rest of us, avoid it like the plague. I'm not saying let me rephrase that. I'm not saying it's a bad series. I'm just saying it is definitely pushing the boundaries of what I consider good anime. So, okay. I want to end my little reviews here and there with the single series that has caught my attention from frame one and has not disappointed me. I'm talking about Flowers of Evil. Aku no Hana is the official title. The story behind it, you have this high school boy. He's very detached from everyone. But he is so involved with this book, this especially this one book of like really dark poetic literature, that he kind of starts losing his mind and things start going a little crazy around him. And I'm waiting for this to go really, really dark. And I'm quite positive I will not be disappointed in the least with this. At first glance, people look at Flowers of Evil and go, what the hell is wrong with that animation style? I remember talking about this last week, that they use rotoscoping, and I'll give you a quick explanation of rotoscoping. Basically, they would shoot the episode live action, and then essentially they would trace the actors and actresses' faces, movements, and whatnot, and then you get this blend of hand-drawn animation and live action movement. It is nowhere near as smooth as you would get from, other kinds of animation techniques. It provides a very unique style. I will say that as much. Especially in the faces. You're not going to get the happy-go-lucky, eyes, 4 times larger than the human head. You're not going to get the classic anime style face and emotions and whatnot. No, you get essentially what would you do if you hand drew, me talking or whatnot. That's what you would get. They can tweak it here and there to emphasize certain emotions and feelings and whatnot, and it actually works to its merit. It actually helps the series along. It actually helps the creepiness, the creepy factor of the dialogue and the story so far. It looks amazing. I'm absolutely enjoying it. A lot of people are going to be turned off by this animation style, but if you can look past it, watch it for a few episodes, and if anything, just try to focus on the dialogue, the story, and you'll get hooked on that so fast like I did and went, wow, this is going to be some messed up stuff happening in probably about 2 episodes. Let's see what happens. So yeah, you want to go watch it. It's streaming on Crunchyroll. It's called Flowers of Evil. And if you guys watch it and you enjoy it, if you don't enjoy it, send me a message over on Facebook or Twitter, OtakuLife Jason. Let me know, and we'll start a conversation about it, because I want to hear what you guys are enjoying. That way I can actually talk about the series you guys want to enjoy. So yeah, that's Flowers of Evil, currently streaming on Crunchyroll. Let's talk about some video game news real quick. Nintendo every once in a while has their Nintendo Direct press conferences. They've been doing this new thing now that instead of actually renting an event center and hosting an event and building up a set and whatnot, they actually set a time for everyone to watch a stream that they produced and pre-recorded and have everything set and ready to go. So when the time comes, all they do is press a button. I think it's a fantastic idea, and it gets more than just the press involved. You get all the fanboys involved as well. So, and this latest Nintendo Direct press conference, they kind of saved some jewels for the last bits. You know what? I'm just going to play this because this has cemented my resolve to get a Nintendo 3DS, probably the XL version, because of just this one game. We have a follow-up to one of the greatest games of all time, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Gets a sequel on, of course, their latest handheld, the 3DS. And the more I will say this about the 3DS hardware, the more I get a hands on with the hardware, the more and more I want one. I've been going back and forth. Do I want to get a PS Vita or do I want to get a 3DS? This kind of cements I need to get a 3DS to play this game. I'm sure there's a ton of other games out there that I will enjoy on the 3DS, but this is the one that I'm going to buy it for. I do like the fact that we are going to get it stateside before Japan does. That's kind of a twist because usually they get it, first, and then 3 to 6 months later we'll get it stateside. So that's freaking awesome. I'm so looking forward to that. I like how they use the same feel from the original game and just kind of expanded upon it because it's like they said, it's set in the same world. It has possibilities. It has damn good possibilities. I mean, it's Nintendo. I can't say they do no wrong because they have, but I'm still looking forward to this regardless. Another bit that was actually shown during the Nintendo Direct press conference was a title that many people have been asking for is finally making its way stateside, and that's Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy. That could be Azran, something like that. It's another game coming out for the Nintendo 3DS, and that's going to come out sometime next year in 2014. So I've only played the first Professor Layton game, and I will say this, it is addictive as all hell. So those of you out there who actually have a 3DS and have been enjoying these so far, I'm sure you're glad to hear about this. I'm sure many of you are also fans of the Ace Attorney franchise, which I'm hoping will get more stateside because I need to have some games when I finally get a 3DS to play, so we'll see what happens. All right. I guess I'll show this real quick. To tie in with the 20th anniversary of Sailor Moon, we know that there's going to be a new series that's in the works right now. It should show up sometime, I think, this year. But Bandai decided to get a little jump on it. You can actually, I think, pre-order this right now. This is from SH Fig Arts. You can actually order your very own Sailor Moon figure. She's completely posable. She comes with a bunch of accessories. And again, it's going to tie right in with the 20th anniversary with the series that's supposed to be coming out sometime this year. She's actually not that bad in terms of pricing. I mean, essentially she's a Figma. And she's going to be released in August in Japan for $45. Now, most of you will be think, okay, $45 plus, $20 shipping, I can ship it over no problem. You might want to wait for the sole fact that a company called Bluefine Tamashi USA is actually going to bring this stateside in, the following months, starting in September. So yeah, I think you can either pre-order this and get this before all your friends if you're really big into Sailor Moon, or you can wait just another months and you can get this, for like $45. So you have options. That's coming out. I wanted to throw it out to all of you out there. I personally won't get it, but there are people out there who will enjoy it. Okay. To wrap up this episode, we'll talk briefly about two things. First up, for those of you who missed on last weekend, I was actually at Anime Kanji for one day, hosted a panel for From My Mother's Basement Live. Was a lot of fun. Had an equal amount of fun hanging out with friends, jacking the the SPJA CEO's golf cart and just driving around, all over the place. It was fun. Met a few of the fans out there. It was great just walking around, talking with people. I'm hoping to jump on a couple other panels at other conventions throughout the year. I'm trying to get one at Fanime, trying to get a couple at AX. Maybe I'll keep on looking around, see what I can find that I think would be a nice addition. They'll be either for AniBreak or From My Mother's Basement, depending on the con. If it's more of a geek flavored con, From My Mother's Basement. If it's more anime, AniBreak. So yeah. Sega fan in the check. Lol, achievement unlocked. Jack a golf cart. Yeah, it was fun. Although, for next weekend though, I know there's another con somewhere. Some people say I should go to. I might be stuck at home. if anything, to play more of the Final Fantasy 14 beta, which I'm actually really enjoying. Really surprised by that. So, Kathy in the chat, she's been talking about for a long time that once we finally meet, she's gonna give me wings, and she's now saying when I get I'll do a panel with the wings on. I'll make you a deal, Kathy. When we meet and you give me those wings, I will wear them to a panel. I promise you that. Or the hat, anything. I'll if you guys want to make me wear stupid stuff. Not stupid stuff. Let me rephrase that. If you want me to wear stuff that you're going to laugh at me at, because let's just face it, Jason with wings, you guys are going to laugh at your ass off at me. But then I've also worn pink wigs, and I've also worn, pigtails and a bunch of stuff. But you know what? It's fun. So I encourage you. If you guys, Kathy, I want those wings. If you guys have crazy hats for me to wear, if you guys, suggest for me to cosplay as, maybe I'll do that for a panel. We'll see. So send your suggestions in. You know where to go. Facebook, Twitter, OtakuLife Jason. All right. The last thing I want to talk about is what's happening tomorrow. What I've been told is tomorrow is the last episode of a show that Brian Yang and I launched back in March of 2010 called AX Live. It had really humble beginnings. We didn't have that many people. But you know what? It was a lot of fun. We were pretty boring at the beginning. I will completely admit that, because we had no idea what the hell we were doing. But then we started to get more people involved, and started to get a small crew, and built out the set a little bit and started getting more followers, and it was just a hell of a great ride. I mean, we're able to go to a number of cons to check them out. Some I've never been to before, but always wanted to. Interviewed some of the biggest names in the anime industry, and that was a nice treat. Just being able to sit and relax and chat with, the fans, every single week. That was always fun. I left last year, like last May and whatnot, to start off with these shows. I'm just going to continue what I've been doing. And for tomorrow, I know that's their retrospective episode. I know that I haven't been invited, so don't expect me on there. You may see some, classic faces on there, but I never got an invite, so I'm not going to bring them up and say, hey, what's going on? I'm probably going to host something here tomorrow myself. Probably be sitting here shooting the crap, talking about, great stories from hanging out with, Francis and Brian and, Courtney and, some of the crew in the back. We've always had some absolute great times. So we'll talk about those and reminisce a little bit, because it is sad to see a show that I helped build, go down. But I will say this, I am enjoying their new shows, their pre-recorded YouTube shows, especially the anime list. I'm really enjoying that. You guys should probably check that out. But yeah, so that's gonna go on tomorrow. You can go watch that, and sometime after that I'll probably host something. Let me phrase that. I'll either host it that night, or if they go too late, I'll probably host it sometime on Friday. I'll let you guys know. Just follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and I'll let you guys know. So, anime manga antagonist in the chat goes, the OtakuLife.net gathering. That could be good. I was just talking to Courtney the other day. She's doing good. I know Brian's busy as hell nowadays, so you might see them on their show. You might not. I don't know. I just won't be there. So I'll be sitting there in the chat with you guys, and I'll let you guys know one way or another what I'm under. So it'll be fun. But that's going to be about it for this episode of AniBreak. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. It's been an absolute blast. I've been doing this for, almost a year now, and I'm so glad I started it. I will continue to do so. I actually got some confirmation from some people that will be on the show relatively soon. Voice actors, directors, people in the business. So look forward to that. Not only on this show, but also on my other show that I co-host with Michael Underwood called From My Mother's Basement. You can catch that every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific. So A lot of good stuff on the horizon, and it's coming up quick. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out. Stay tuned for post show. And yeah, for AniBreak, I'm Jason. You guys have yourself a great week.